Every project since the beginning of time has faced threats or risks to their success. Your project is no different. You too will have to face them. As you know, Agile is very focused on creating a safe environment for your teams, safe for them to experiment, take risks, fail, and succeed. The same safe environment you've been cultivating will help your team identify and address threats. Doing risk analysis is not just a once-and-done exercise, though. As in traditional project management, Agile also asks you and your team to keep an eye out for risks. Some risks can be a benefit to your project, but many can hurt you. There are some techniques you can use to identify threats, and there's no definite consensus on the best approach. Some are much more lightweight than others, so make sure you select one and modify it to suit your needs. One approach to risk identification that I use all the time is a simple brainstorming session. I've included a sample threat or risk assessment meeting agenda in the exercise files for you to use if you'd like. It's one that I've used with my teams for a long time. Quite simply, this is a brainstorming session that focuses on everything that could go wrong and negatively impact your project. The goal is to identify those threats, quantify them, and log them so you can keep track of them. As you go through your brainstorming session to identify risks, you're going to capture the nature of the risk, what it is that can go wrong. You're also going to quantify the risk in the same session. Specifically, you're going to assess how likely that risk is to occur and become an issue. That's its probability. The higher the probability, the more likely you're going to have to be ready to deal with it. You're also going to estimate how many days of work could be lost if that risk occurs and becomes an issue. This is really the team's best guess at how long it would take to recover. Next, you'll calculate the total exposure of the risk. What I mean by that is, if a risk is 50% likely to happen and it's going to impact your project by 10 days if it does, the total risk exposure to your project is the loss of 5 days. In the exercise file, you'll also find a risk register to track and quantify your risks. You can modify it as you see fit. Risk management is nothing new for project management, and Agile project management also sees the value in identifying and tracking risks. It's a very simple thing you can do to help keep your team and project on track.